those walls can just make you feel very insignificant.
In a cold, tiled room, echoing melody.
You feel like you've been lost to the world, and
yesterday I laid my head to find the devil in my dreams.
I just want somebody to know
I was calling out for someone and shaking in my sleep.
that I was here, you know?
Oh, I was shaking in my sleep.
Some of the inmates like, hey, we're talking about doing a radio station, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. That's kind of out there. And of course, here COVID was. You walk around and you see how everybody's isolated, and you know they're not able to go to services. You know they're not able to do the things that they need to do. We're not able to rec. They can't even day room for the most part, and it just added up. It was like, well, let's pull the trigger on it.
All right, my friends, here we are once again. Tank Nation. This is a place where it comes room service style to you, bringing it right to you. Don't have to worry about a lay-in, don't have to worry about permission. This comes one way to you, and then you write back and we interact. That's the coolest thing about this community here. I hope you're doing good. The radio station seemed to draw everybody. It was like a magnet for everybody that wanted to get this stuff off their chest. The first show was we started a segment called Straight Talk. And what it is I take a digital recorder out and I'll go out on the sidewalk or in the gyms or during different programs, and I'll grab an offender, and it's totally unscripted. You know, one of the guys, there was a sound man here, we talked to him about how do you explain to your daughter that's like 5 years old that you'll never ever see her in any other setting but this. Just when you hear some of these stories of how the guys relay that information, you had a lot of guys coming down here saying, you know, I didn't know that anybody else was going through that.
And we built from there. I mean, we started putting messages. Every week I would put a message on of where we were at with COVID. Hey, your building is racked up for this reason.
That's probably why this is one of the first big giant units like this to meet that rate, is because we were just able to reach so many people peer to peer.
It's very eclectic. They have, if you could think of anything that could be on the radio station, they cover it all.
Freedom Radio, The Take, Cruising Control, The Smooth Groove, The Traffic Jam, The Classic Lounge, Chatter, The Anointed Rap Movement, Dirt Road Radio. Let's talk about it.
Tales from the Pit. The metal show is my favorite. You know, I mean, that's just from day one. I can request songs that my mom used to sing, like Carpenters or, you know, and that brings back those memories, you know. And then, of course, I'll cry like a baby and think of mama. Or I can listen to, you know, any of it. You know, the Christian music definitely, which is more about hope and loss and, you know, there's things you can relate to.
Just small things. You think you have to put some real elaborate program together or come up with some great thought out thing, and it's just you know, we do a small thing on there where just everywhere between a song, I might say something like, you know, hey you, yeah, I'm talking just to you. You know.
Jesus loves you, okay? No one heard that, just you.
And they say you can sit on the pod and you'll see guys look around and they'll be lifting their hands, you know, thank God.
Depression, being alone, away from family, it's hard.
As an agency, suicide is one of our biggest fights, and because it can be easy to get caught up in an environment where you feel like you don't have hope sometimes.
And to live with those emotions, that's what it was all about with me. Guilt, shame, remorse, sorrow, fear, just the why, the what ifs, you know. I dwell on those things, and I still do sometimes. I dwell on them, you know, and it hurts. You know, sadly, I had tried to take my life a couple more times, you know, after being arrested, and thankfully that never happened, you know, successfully. But, you know, the one time here about 2 years ago when the radio station had just started, we had lost a guy on the other side of the unit to suicide, and Rami was on the radio, broke up about it, and he was talking about, you know, stopping this and how we're hurting others, and it's not just ourselves, and he had made the announcement, you know, if anyone's going through any of that kind of stuff, come to the church and find me, you know, ask for my name, I'll stop what I'm doing and talk to you. And I took him up on that offer, and he was there, and he talked to me. That just began a relationship with guys in the church, guys for the radio station, you know, you got music guys, light guys, band. I mean, I say that the radio station saved my life.
He was just in that fog, you know, and he just needed somebody to say, hey, we're here with you the whole time. I eat the same Johnnies you eat. I'm going through the same thing, and I maintain my sanity, you know. So I think once people see that, especially Rusty, he just needed to see that it's doable and that you can be successful in here.
But it's definitely game changing. You know, at the end of the day, we just want to be a positive change. We want to be motivators.
And people have seen that you can be an inmate in a super maximum security prison. You can come up with ideas, and you can make those ideas work, and you can affect other people. And in doing that, it just seems like God takes care of your business.
You know, sometimes it's hard to see in a dark place like prison, but there's hope everywhere.
You're listening to Tank Nation 106.5.
He said, man, I'm for real. Polunsky got a radio station.
When I came to death row,
Just in case you forgot,
all I knew was that I came here to die.
106.5 the Tank. So he got all them dudes surfing on the radio trying to find one.
But little did I know,
remember
I came here to live.
how valuable you
I
are.
really got a radio station on Polunsky. Yeah, man. And he said, man, we got the Smooth Groove, Rhythm and Blues show. Man, we got this, that, and other. He said, what they're telling them about all the different shows we got, right?